I don't think I appreciated it at the time, but it was the best upbringing. Like, you're so carefree, and I just remember school holidays, mum and dad would be like, you know, get out of the house, kids, and, you know, basically we don't want to see you till dinner, and had no idea what we were doing, but there was, you know, there's sort of horses and bikes and trails and things out the back, and we'd just kind of come back in when we were hungry.
How good's that? Imagine sending our kids out now.
That's one of the things that terrifies me about raising a child now in Sydney, is of not having that kind of carefree lifestyle where you don't have worries. And
I don't even have a backyard.
Oh, really?
No, I've got decking. And I'm like, I've got 2 boys that need to be run like dogs. And I'm like, well, we've got to move to the country, but I can't do it.
Have you at least got a park nearby?
I've got a park close by. Yeah.
And do you throw balls?
Yeah, but with the stick for them. Like, and I pick it up with the ball and throw it for them. Literally. Like, that's not a bad idea. You'll get there. You'll know when Mac's older.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful childhood then.
Yeah, it was, I think it was just really innocent.
Yeah.
You know, it was simple.
Nice is
It was
that?
simple.
Yeah. And what about school? Did you enjoy school?
Oh, I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, I loved school, and that's so, you know, I would be sitting down in the front row and I'd be the one doing extra homework, and
Really?
I absolutely loved it.
Oh,
Yeah.
any naughty? Were you naughty? You would have been like, see, I used to have friends like you because I'd try and make you naughty.
Oh,
I'd be like
really?
the one that would talk, and then I'd be like,
It's not corruptible. No, look, I wasn't. You know, not a total goody two shoes, but yeah, I was still naughty.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
But and I could get away with a lot because I was the good child.
Yeah,
and
right.
you know, and my brother was a scallywag.
Was he?
And so you could just blame him for everything.
Scallywag's such a good word.
It's a good word, isn't
in
it?
so long.
Haven't you?
No.
Actually, I'm not sure I have.
No, it's so good.
Yeah, but no, he was a total scallywag, so I can blame him for what have you.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think, I love school. I love reading, and I loved, learning.
Yeah, right.
And even as, you know, when I was really little, Mum would say, like, you know, with different toys and things, I'd just want a book, like a colouring in book, or to do letters, or...
Geez, you'd be so rapt. My 5-year-old's like that. He's a scallywag, but very much wants to read and write, and I'm so thrilled. You know, because I feel like if you're into that from a young age, you're not really going to lose it. Do you know what I mean?
You've got a real interest in life. Yeah. You want to know what's going on and why things are happening, and I think it's great.
Do you think that is what kind of led you into your career? Because you knew from a really young age what you wanted to do. Like, kind of a bizarrely young age, really.
Yeah. I mean, from about, I think, the age of 12, Mum remembers me saying that I was going to be a journalist. And I remember going back one school holidays and ran into my Year 8 English teacher, Mr. Roberts, who was like, you know, he's got like that one teacher that just really shaped you and put you on sort of a bit of a path. That was Mr. Roberts for me. And his wife was the art teacher, and he was really quirky, really quirky, and he just had this love of language and English that I just, you know, soak it all up. And I remember saying to him, like, I'm gonna write books, and he reminded me on a school holiday, like when I was back from like a uni break or something. He said, I still remember, you know, you in Year 7, I think it was. You were so sure of what you were going to do, and he'd remembered it.
I wish I could go back and go, is your ultimate too? Is that where you were like, that's where I want to get?
Yeah, once I got into journalism, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
You know,
how cool were you there? Do you sometimes go, I've fucking done it?
I know. Well, yeah, and I remember when I did an interview with the Daily Telegraph when I was appointed as a 60 Minutes reporter, and they said, like, what do you want to do next? And I went, like, what do you mean, what next? This is the only thing I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, 60 for me was it. It's like, I don't have to, like, totally reshape life goals now because to work out what comes next.
And because you kind of got there very young. Was it you were the youngest, or was Yana?
Yana was the youngest.
And then you were
I was
the
30. I was 30 when I joined.
Far out.
But it was just, I don't know about you, but it's a show that I grew up watching.
Oh,
and
totally.
it was one of the few shows we're allowed to watch at home.
Yeah.
So my dad always said, you know, television rots the brain.
Yeah, right. Dad, I want to be on TV.
And, you know, didn't even watch, you know, if you want to watch sport, you know, if you love sport, go and kick a football around. Don't watch it type thing. So
did you watch TV growing up besides 60 Minutes?
Not a lot, no. Like, we didn't do sort of like the morning cartoon thing or what have you.
Wow.
we didn't do that. But no, but 60 Minutes was one of the shows that we did all sit down and watch at night. And, you know, I still remember, you know, George and Yana and Ian and Jeff. And
the stories weren't as heavy then either. I think it was more family viewing back then because didn't seem, because now everything is so accessible as well.
Yeah.
The story, because I remember watching it as a kid too. I couldn't let my boys watch it now though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it depends what's on.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on what stories, but some of them, you know, back then I felt like it just felt like it was a lot simpler back then, don't you reckon?
Life was simple.
Yes.
Life was really, really simple. Yeah. I wish we could go back to that, almost like, you know, like pre-technology.
I know, I sometimes feel it too because it rules my life big time. Like it has me by the balls. Not that I have them, but technology has me by the balls. And I wish I could go back and go...
Are you addicted?
Big time.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. Yes and no. Yes, like I can honestly, I hate it.
Yes.
I hate it, and then you go to bed, and then I find myself that, you know, scrolling through. But in saying that, having been up like for the last 4 months breastfeeding in the middle of the night however many times, I've appreciated it then.
It's been your saviour.
Yeah.
But isn't it, sometimes do you get in bed with your husband and we've had to move our phones out of the room.
Have you?
We'll just
That's
lay
good.
there scrolling, and then I go, fuck, it's 11 o'clock. We got in bed at 9 so we can chat and... Because now we can't finish a conversation. You'll get this in front of you too. So we'll get into bed and that's the only place we talk.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, just checking what...
I'm just going to check. Yeah, and then you kind of hate yourself because you've wasted... And you're really tired. Like, you're so tired and you just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you just keep doing this.
Totally. And sometimes I'll do it so often, people haven't even posted in that time. I'll like, refresh.
Yes.
God, it's sick. Or I'll be on my laptop and then I'll put that down and get straight on my phone and check my email. I'm like... Just check them on there. That's stop.
Yeah.
Like I've got to get better with that because I'm balanced and I'm missing out on a lot. And we've had some heavy conversations. My partner just a couple of weeks ago said, "That's going to be here, but I'm not." And I was like,
"That serious?"
Yeah. And also because my
is Sam into it? Does he do it?
He is. Yeah. And then we get the shits at each other when I go, "You're on your phone," and you can't. We get defensive. It's like, ah. And then you're like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
But I thought,
what about like over dinner?
No.
No phones?
No phones over dinner. Yeah. We definitely don't do that. And we're trying to be more conscious because it has both of us addicted.
And the boys are watching what you're doing too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we try and say no to them, you can't do something. It's so hypocritical. You know?
Do you reckon we'll go back? I have this hope, which I'm sure it's probably not going to happen, this hope that we're going to realise that just how damaging it is. Like, we've lost the art of like conversation. Yeah. And, you know, like we even have like people coming through, like interns coming through and doing work experience. And it's this generation who, like if you say, oh, can you just like call such and such, and you know, if we're trying to like line up a story or something and try and make the call, like they're terrified of making a phone call because their whole life and how they communicate is text and messages on social media that...
yeah, it's confronting.
It's really confronting, the idea of actually physically speaking to someone. Yeah,
I'm sometimes like, I will shoot a text as opposed to talk to someone. Sometimes
see, I'm old school.
Which is nice.
Yeah, but I think it annoys a lot of my friends. That it's like, if I call to like organise what we're going to do, it's just like, just put in a text.
Yeah.
I leave a message.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, isn't that awful?
No, it's I love it.
But then I also know now that when I look at my phone and there's a message, it's like, oh, I'm going to check it.
But that's because there's no time. We don't have time to check it. It's that, like, of course we have 30 seconds to just listen. Yeah. But I would say, oh, Allison's called. I just know that you've called. I wouldn't even listen to your message. So if you leave a message on my phone, don't even listen. Yeah, but it's scary. And I think for my boys, you know, our boys, like, far out. It is, and I feel old saying it, but it scares me. It's like, even my childhood is so different than what theirs is, and I try and restrict. They get the iPad sometimes, and I try and restrict it because their behaviour changes so much. If I give it to
in what way?
Well, they just go into a full zone, and then you try and go, okay, that's enough, and it's like a drug. Yeah, taking a drug off them. Yeah, and it's full on.
But then you've got to allow them, because I mean that is our world.
Yeah,
and you can't then sort of deny them that, because. Exactly. Then they fall behind.
I know.
And that's, you know, they need it to a certain degree, but it's, coming back to that, finding that balance.
Totally. Yeah. Can you talk me through your steps of how you got offered your job on 60 Minutes? What was the process for you?
So I'd been working in news for Channel 9 straight out of university, actually. And
That's pretty awesome.
it was, look, and I'd love to say that I had some amazing talent that they recognised. I was doing work experience there, a job became available, and I reckon they looked around and went, well, let's give it to her.
Yeah,
She'll do.
right.
She'll do. But I remember my very first day, I was working for Nightline, and Brian Henderson was reading 6pm News at that point,
right.
but he was on holidays, so Ian Ross had stepped in.
Right.
And my very first day, and so my job had been to copy the intros from the 6pm News over into the Nightline rundown and to just have it, start rewriting them.
Right, okay.
And Jim Whaley was reading Nightline at that point. And somehow I stuffed up and I saved my intro into the 6pm rundown in this moment when the rundown was unfrozen, and I'm at my desk and then I just hear Ian Ross stumble and I'm just going, shit, they're my words.
Oh.
And I just remember my afterwards and the phone on my desk is ringing and it was the EP of 6pm News. I don't want to answer it. I've lasted literally in the job for 3 hours and I'm about to be sacked.
Oh my God, you would have felt sick.
I felt so sick. And then he said, and I just remember him saying, Langdon. I went, yes. And he goes, did you rewrite an intro? I went, yeah, did you like it? He went, you're lucky we did. Don't do it again.
Wow.
And it was, so I mean, it was lucky that I hadn't half written it. And I mean, at the moment, in that time, it felt like it was the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But that was my first day, and yeah, so I just worked for them for years, and I moved up to Darwin at one point, and then filled in at bureaus, but I'd always made it really, really clear that the path that I wanted to take was 60 Minutes.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
When did they go, you're up?
Oh, and I think I just kept hounding them.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and so then Tara Brown went on maternity leave, and I was given an opportunity to fill in.
Right.
And I remember them saying you can sit at Tara's desk while she's away, but I had in my head, yeah, but if I'm sitting at her desk when she comes back, then I have to move, and then they'll probably send me back to news. If I sit somewhere else, then maybe they'll just kind of forget that I was filling in for maternity leave, and I'll just be able to stay.
That is so
yeah, it's
clever.
very strategic.
That actually gives me goosebumps because that is a really clever thing to do.
And it was then kind of just having my head down when when Tara came back, and I was just dreading them going, okay, right, bye.
Yeah,
you're done, because I just loved it.
How good that because that's where you wanted to get, and then when you were there, you loved it. Thank God. Because imagine you got there and you're like, all these years. Yeah.
That would have been awful.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. But it's just amazing, and I mean, it's such an extraordinary job, and I just think of all the people that I've been lucky enough to meet. I feel so privileged to travel the world and to see some really amazing places, some really shitty places, and to see the best and the worst of people in the world, and you have to sort of pinch yourself at times and think wow, I'm being paid to do this.
Yeah. Has there been any times where you've gone, this is an extremely hairy situation, I'm in a bit of strife here?
Oh, look, yeah, I mean, we always have a great security detail when we go into certain places and things, and but there have certainly been places that I've done stories in, even Nigeria and the Congo and Somalia, because you're going into places where, the Congo, for example, they've had 20 years of civil war. So when the war finished in Rwanda across the border, it basically just kind of shifted across. So you're going into a place where life means absolutely nothing. You've got generations who know nothing other than war. So life is worthless, and you're really vulnerable. Because we come in, and I remember on one of the earlier trips, the cameraman had said, Ali, just sit in the back, stay in the car, and it's if you guys are out of the car, then I'm out of the car too, and I'm fine, and so tough, and I can do this too. And he made a really good point. He said, you kind of, being blonde, and in certain countries you stand out, for the safety of everyone, the best thing I can do sometimes is just to not be seen.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
when I need to film and do something, jump out and do what we need to do, and we do it really quickly and get back in the car and go. But here I am thinking I'm just being ballsy and like, you know, like I'm not scared, I can handle it.
Yeah.
And really at the end of the day, it's just being about being really sensible.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And you travel, like last year you travelled 7 months of the year.
Yeah, normally between 6 and 7 months of the year.
That is really full on.
It's like early January, like my husband and I like say goodbye to each other.
Yeah, you would.
And it's almost like see you, and because the first part of the year is always the busiest.
Yeah, right.
So we have this great 6-week holiday sort of over December and all, and we hang out and we see each other. And I reckon by the end of those 6 weeks, he's like, "Is there a trip coming?"
Oh, okay, yeah, that's enough time. Yeah, it'd be
somewhere we can
unnatural
go.
almost for you guys to spend that much time
Yeah,
together.
yeah. So
Far
it's
out.
like, you know, off you go, off you go.